Hi everyone, this is Chase with Evlista. This video is going to be about how to bulk edit variations with Evlista. I know that variations are one of the most complex and frustrating things to manage on your Etsy shop, and so I'm going to show how Evlista can make managing this a lot easier. So right now I'm on the Evlista dashboard, and I've got a couple listings selected. So I'm going to click Edit. Then I'm going to scroll down and go to the variations tab. And if you see here, we have a bunch of different listings. We can see all the existing variations on all of them. Now, of course, if you just want to make individual edits, you can just double click into any of these cells here and make a change. Like if you wanted to change the processing profile, you could do that. You can make it visible or invisible. But what I really want to focus on in this video is how to use the variation profiles for a variation for a listing that you can then apply to a bunch of different listings. So if you sell, a million different listings that are all have pretty much the same variants, then you can just define it once and then apply it to all those listings. So let's go through the process of creating a new profile. So you'll just click create new profile, and let's just give this profile a name. Let us call this our standard shirt profile. Next, you're going to want to select your currency. For me, that's the US dollar. Then you're going to want to click your default processing profile. I'm going to say that this is 1 to 7 days. And here is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So next, you're going to select the variant options. So you click this button here, and it's going to bring up this window. The first thing you're going to have to do is select the category, because as you probably know, the variant options that Etsy gives you depends on the category of the listing. So I'm going to go to clothing, and then I'm going to select the subcategory of this, which is going to be, let's call this men's clothing. And then I could drill down a little bit farther, but I'm good with this category. So I'm going to click use that category. And so now Etsy gives you two variations. So I'm going to click to add the first variation, and we're going to need to select what this is going to be. I'm going to say that this is going to be, what should we do? Let's do size. And then next, the unit. Let's say this is alpha size. So, the normal sizing that we're all used to. I'm going to say, let's do small, medium, and large. Let's add those. So now we have 3 variants here. Now I want to go to variant 2. I'm going to click that. And let's say that this is going to be the primary color. So here, let's say that I offer 2 different colors. Let's say I have blue and red. So I'm going to do that. So there we go. Now that we've got our variant options set up, we click save. You'll see here that it says this will create 6 different variation combinations. So 3 times 2. I'm going to click save. Now you'll see those variant options are each in their own row here. So now all I have to do is fill in the price for each one of these rows. So for the size small blue listing, I'm going to say that this is going to be $25. I'm going to say the same for all of them. Let's just, say the large is going to be $26. And let's say the quantity for all of them is going to be 99. And then let's just keep this processing profile. Let's make sure, let's say this one's out of stock right now and I want to hide this. Cool. So now I can click save profile, and I can see my profiles that I have. I have a bunch for this shop, but I'm going to go to the one that we just made called standard shirt profile. So now there's a couple things you could do with a profile that you've already created. You could select this profile and then apply it to all the selected listings. You can go back in and edit that profile, or you can go and just delete the profile. But before we apply this profile, I need to talk about these 2 options up here, which are a little bit confusing at first glance, but then I think once you really understand it, it makes a lot of sense. So the first one is keep existing variations. So if you have this on and it's on by default, This means that any variants that the profile and the listing you're applying that profile to have in common, it will not update with the profile's value. So let's say your listing has a red variant and the profile that you're applying to that listing also has a red variant. If this is on, it won't update any of the prices or the quantities for that red variant. But if there's, let's say your listing does not have a blue variant, but your profile has a blue variant, it's going to just take whatever values are for the blue option for the quantity and the price in the SKU. Now, the next one is a little bit more self-explanatory. So keep existing SKU. Same thing if, if Elista sees that there's an existing variant for that listing versus what's on the profile, it's not going to update the SKU for that variant with what's on the profile. This really helps if you have, unique SKUs across listings that you don't want to have all be set to the profile's value. But let's just turn this off and we can leave this one on. Now I'm going to click select profile. And if we scroll down, we'll see that all of these listings now have this variant profile. Great. Now, of course, we can go in and make individual edits if we need to. And now, so this didn't apply the change to our shop yet. If we want to do that, we're going to need to click apply variation changes. So I'm going to do that right now. And there we go. So we edited 7 listings in 3.9 seconds. That's a lot faster than doing it one by one. My mic just dropped. So now we're going to go back to the dashboard. And we're going to click refresh recently edited listings and click OK. So now one of the new features that we added is you can reselect those recently edited listings. I'm going to click that and we're going to click edit. I want to go back to the variations here and you'll see the listings are updated just as you'd expect. And there's a couple more features that Elista has that I'd like to highlight. First is if you don't want to create a variation profile from scratch, you don't have to. You can just go to one of your listings and click save as profile. And then once you do that, it'll save it to the list of profiles that you have. And then up here, if you don't want to bulk edit using variation profiles, maybe that's not the right fit for the type of edit that you're doing, you can just use these tabs here. And this comes in handy when you just want to add a property. So if you want to say, hey, I now sell a new color. So let's say I sell a green shirt and we want to sell it, let's say it's $30. Then we can go and click add property and see, you look good on here. You'll see green is added. If we wanted to remove a property, works very similarly. We just say, hey, this primary color, green, and we can remove it. There, it's gone. And then if you wanted to update a property, exact same system, search for the exact match of the property you're looking for, and it'll be updated. And then this is more of a niche feature. This lets you change the ordering that the variation will appear to your customer on Etsy. So let's say you always want your customers to select the size before they scroll down and select the color. You can make sure that that's in the right order here. There you have it. If you have any questions about variation profiles or editing in bulk your variations on Evlista, feel free to reach out to me at support@evlista.com. I'm here to help. Thanks.